everyone, Shavua Tov. Welcome to Havdallah Live at HCSS. We've just finished Parshas Bo, the Exodus from Egypt. And tonight that we begin our Exodus from our current troubles, woe and injury. Okay, welcome once again to HCSS Havdallah for the end of Parashat Bo, the beginning of Parashat Beshalach. Let me tell you a story about Reb Nachum of Chernobyl, who was one of the great Hasidic Rebbes. Reb Nachum once was traveling and stayed at an inn. Now, Reb Nachum, being a very pious man, would get up in the middle of the night and he would do Tikkun Chatzos. Tikkun Chatzos is a special prayer we recite where we remember the temple We remember Jerusalem. He got up in the middle of the night and started crying and wailing over Jerusalem and asking that finally God redeem us and bring us back. He awoke the innkeeper. The innkeeper comes and he says, "Is everything all right? I hear you screaming." He says, "Yes, I am." He says, "Yes, I am wailing over the temple. I'm wailing. I want Mashiach to come. I want to be redeemed." He says, "Don't you want to be redeemed?" He says, "Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Let me go and ask my wife." So he goes and discusses it with his wife. He comes back a little while later and he says, "Well, I talked to my wife and we've given it some thought, but we're in the process. We've just invested in a number of chickens and geese, and we're raising the chickens and geese. And we can't just leave now. We've made this investment. Now it's not a good time for Mashiach to come." Rabbi Nachum says to him, but seriously? You've bought these chickens and geese, but who knows how long you're going to have them? It could be that the Cossacks will come and take the chickens and geese from you. He says, that's an interesting point. Let me go and discuss that with my wife. He goes and discusses it with his wife. He comes back a little later. And he says, I discussed the matter with my wife, and we've decided as follows. Let Mashiach come and take the Cossacks to Jerusalem. That way we can stay here with the chicken and the geese. If Nachum Chernobyl looked at this week's parasha, it says in this week's parasha, Zochar es hayom asher yitzasem miMitzrayim. Remember the day you left Egypt. What does it mean to remember? Is it something that we simply remember in our minds, or is it something that is active? It's something that impacts our lives. Remembering means we're living it. It means it has an impact and influence on us. And remembering the day we left Egypt is the same as remembering that we need redemption and exodus all the time. What does redemption from our troubles right now mean? Sometimes some of us are thinking, well, if only they would figure out what to do with GCSEs and A-levels, my life would be normal. If only they would figure out the furlough scheme, my life would be normal. If only we would be allowed to go to the cinema again, my life would be normal. No, we're praying for the big one. We need Hashem to get rid of coronavirus. Redeem us from all of our, in one fell swoop, He could give us our redemption, give us good parnasa, give us good health, give us good grades in school. Everything would be wonderful if the pandemic ceased and the Almighty, just as quickly as He brought us all of these problems, He can quickly flip it all the way around and give us only blessing in our life. So may Hashem bless you this week with only good news, with only blessing, only health and parnasa and every blessing that you need in your life. We know that this week is Tu B'Shvat, the new year for trees. We know that the Torah says that man is like the tree of the field. The same way that what happens to a tree? First, when you place a seed in the ground, it rots, but then it sprouts forth even greater than it was to begin with. Sometimes there is decay and there are problems, challenges in our lives, but I want you to know that decay is going to pass very soon. We are going to sprout to an even better place than we were a year ago. This is going to be the beginning. Just like we left Egypt today, we're going to leave our problems. You're going to leave your challenges. You're going to a week and weeks and months ahead that are greater and more blessed beyond anything you dreamt of. Shavua Tov, Chag Tu B'Shvat Sameach, and may you only have blessing and simcha in your life.